Hello and welcome to our channel, where we bring you the stories that matter most, tragedies that shock us, communities that rally, and the questions we must face together. Today, February 4th, 2026, Canada is grieving one of its darkest days in decades. At least 9 people have been killed and dozens injured in a horrific shooting spree in the small mountain town of Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. 6 victims were found dead inside Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, making this Canada's deadliest school shooting in over 35 years. A 7th person died en route to hospital, and 2 more bodies were discovered at a nearby home. The alleged shooter was found dead at the school with what police described as a self-inflicted injury. This remote town of just 2,400 people is now forever changed, and the nation is mourning with them. The nightmare began around 1:20 p.m. local time yesterday. Police received reports of an active shooter at the secondary school. Within minutes, officers were on scene. Alarms rang through the hallways, announcing lockdown. Students like grade 12 student Darian Quist and his classmates barricaded classroom doors with tables and desks, waiting in terror for nearly 2 hours. Some shared photos of blood and chaos circling among phones, images no child should ever see. Police issued a shelter-in-place alert to all residents. Lock doors, stay inside. By 1:30 p.m. the school was in chaos. 6 people were already dead inside. The shooter was found deceased with self-inflicted wound. 2 more victims were discovered at a connected residence. Around 27 others were wounded, 2 with life-threatening injuries. Superintendent Ken Floyd of the RCMP's North District told reporters last night that police know the suspect's identity but are not yet releasing it publicly. They are still determining motive, connections between victims and shooter, and how many of the dead were children. We are not in a place now to understand why and what may have motivated this tragedy. Floyd said, "We will struggle to determine the why, but we're going to try our best to determine what transpired that day." The school has only 160 students in grades 7 to 12. Everyone knows everyone. This is a tight-knit community where children grow up together. Teachers know families by name, and tragedy like this feels unimaginable. Tumbler Ridge sits in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, a quiet place built around coal mining and natural beauty. Yesterday, it became a crime scene. Roads were blocked, emergency alerts blared, parents waited in agony. Shelley Quist, mother of student Darian, rushed to the school after a co-worker asked if she knew what was happening. "It's one of those things where you just never think this is going to happen," she told CBC. Her panic only eased when she saw her son among students being escorted out. Local counselor Chris Norbury, whose wife is a teacher at the school, said he knows every victim. "I've seen them grow up. I've interacted with them. Knowing that I can't see them anymore, the fear of something happening to my family is almost unbearable." He praised the town's resilience but pleaded for support. "We will definitely need all the help we can get." Prime Minister Mark Carney addressed the nation from Parliament Hill this morning, holding back tears. This morning, parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers in Tumbler Ridge will wake up without someone they love. "The nation mourns with you. Canada stands by you." He thanked first responders, teachers, and residents for their courage, and announced Public Safety Minister Gary Anne would travel to Tumbler Ridge. Carney suspended much of his schedule, canceling a trip to Halifax and Munich, to focus on the crisis. King Charles III, Canada's head of state, expressed profound shock and sadness, offering deepest sympathy to grieving families and praising first responders. Leaders from Germany, Ukraine, Britain, India, and France sent condolences, calling it a senseless act of brutal violence. Mass shootings of this scale are rare in Canada, thanks to strict gun laws. In 2023, only 38% of homicides involve firearms, compared to 76% in the United States. Gun ownership is far lower, 35 guns per 100 residents versus 121 in the U.S. The last school shooting of comparable devastation was 1989's École Polytechnique massacre in Montreal, where 14 women were killed. Other recent tragedies: 2020 Nova Scotia rampage, 22 dead. 2022 Toronto condo shooting, 5 dead. 2017 Quebec City mosque attack, 6 dead, are exceptions in a country where gun violence is far less common. Natalie Provost, an MP who survived Polytechnique, reflected on lasting trauma. Such tragedy should never happen anywhere. This tragedy brutally shatters the sense of safety that should surround places of learning and growth. The community is reeling. Teacher Jarba Nerona posted on Facebook, "I never thought I'd use Facebook to say I'm okay." He called society sick and said no child should endure this. The school will remain closed all week. Roads are still blocked. Counselors are on site, and families wait for answers. Police continue their investigation. Motive unclear, connections unknown, number of child victims unconfirmed. This tragedy has united Canada in grief. From coast to coast, people light candles, share memories, and ask how such violence could reach a peaceful mountain town. Prime Minister Carney's tears this morning spoke for millions. As Tumbler Ridge begins a long road to healing, the nation stand with them, mourning, supporting, and remembering. Thanks for watching. If this story touched you, drop a like, share to spread awareness, and subscribe for more updates on breaking news and human stories that matter. Leave a comment with your thoughts or prayers for Tumbler Ridge. See you soon. Stay safe, stay kind,